Hello everybody, this is N.M.P.D and today we're going to be talking about another infamous lolcow that I know for a fact I've never talked about on this channel. How many people have talked about him, but I myself of course never talked about him until now. We're going to be talking about the infamous Nova Online, aka Gabe. Now, to give a short breakdown on who he is and what he's known for, because it's going to take a long time if I were to explain it in a long depth. So, in short, he is known to be a very cringe TikToker until later on, while he was doing that, he got exposed as another EDP by talking to random cupcakes on Discord, singing them the whole Twinkle Twinkle Little Star and having diapers on him and with the binky in his mouth and shit. It's just, why? Just, why? And I believe that he was like 19 or 20 years old at the time. It is sad to see that somebody who is still this young for an adult to throw their lives away over a cupcake. That really is sad, but it is no excuse, however, to be doing that. That is fucked up, and he honestly knows better. He knows damn well what he's doing when he's getting into it. I mean, talking to them, it's just weird, but it's pretty clear that he was being very inappropriate to them, so that is where he definitely done it. And on top of that, he made this whole podcast thing with his so-called co-host, which, spoiler, that co-host was 15 years old at the time, and behind the scenes he was flirting with her, and it was pretty clear with his intentions that he was trying to hit on her. Who could have saw that coming, that he would do it again? And apparently that co-host was only a troll, but still, I don't think that's really a good idea to be trolling any kind of EDP when you are under the age of a cupcake. That's just not really something that you should do. That's just not even worth it at the end of the day. I don't recommend anybody doing it. And I should tell you to just stay as far away from them as possible if you are still a cupcake. And guess what Nova did after all this time? He completely blames her and is pretending that none of it actually happened, even though it did. There was actual evidence of that happening. And he's gonna be vague and unwilling to specifically talk about what really went down. Like, he's just acting like EDP, because EDP did the same shit when he tries to respond to it by being so vague and just try to twist the story with what really happened. It's just sick. This guy is just a sick bastard at the end of the day, who will clearly never learn his lesson and he will not change. So that is basically the whole Nova lore for you. If you really do want to see more of that, you know, just look it up. I'm pretty sure many other YouTubers have made videos about this guy. But anyways, for today's video topic at hand, we're going to be talking about Nova being exposed by his former coworker who worked with him at a Denny's a year ago, basically explaining the story of his encounter with Nova. He made a part 1, didn't expect for him to go viral, so he made a part 2 6 days ago, talking more lore about his job working with Nova. And, you know, without further ado,
let's get this show on the road!
Alright, this is the story of how I worked with Nova Online, aka Gabe. Okay, so my first interaction with Gabe was when I went to reapply to Denny's. I basically got my job back in no time. The GEM was too lazy to delete my information anyway. So I see him and he's got his hair tied back, you know, big belly. First time I ever see him. I never heard of him online before. And I worked a couple shifts and I realized that he's just a weird kid. And he would play weird brain rot TikTok music in the kitchen over everyone else's music. He would consistently ask everyone, guess what? And then you would say what? And he'd say, these nuts. Pretty annoying. He was a prep cook, and in terms of his performance, it would be what you expect. He chose to hand slice every single tomato instead of using the slicer. He used wrong mixing containers to contain things, and never cleaned up his kitchen, and put a lot of labor on the dishwasher. So the one time I wanted to deck this kid in the face was the day the water pipes broke. If you know me, you may know this story. And I've been working almost 10 hours at this point. And I'm trying to fix the mop room. I'm trying to clean it up. And this dude comes in here asking me to mop up a leaking water pipe. And I told him, bro, it's your workstation. It's your responsibility to clean this shit up. Like, it's the cook's responsibility to sweep their line. It's the dishwasher's responsibility to sweep their fucking dish pit. It's the prep cook's responsibility to mop up the water coming from the sink. Even if it's not your fault, you still gotta do it. And he just turns around, walks away, and says, "Thanks for the fucking help." Or he said it in this voice, "Thanks for the fucking help." I just wanted to run up and punch the back of his head so bad, but I had to keep my job. Running 2 jobs at that time, I think. Around that time, I think I had quit my other job. But yeah, that's my experience working with Nova. 1 out of 10 experience.
Oh man, there is definitely a lot to take in here. So, he ended up reapplying to his old job just for him to encounter a certain somebody, which is Nova. And you think maybe Nova would try his best to make a good first impression and not make an ass out of himself, especially with the outdated "these nuts" jokes. But unfortunately for him, no. He just decided to make an ass out of himself by playing very loud and obnoxious brain rot TikTok music, and all around being very weird and annoying. Definitely 2 combinations that are not a good mix. And on top of that, I heard his work ethic is definitely the worst work ethic that anyone has ever heard of or seen. If anybody did unironically work with this weirdo, apparently he didn't actually use the tomato slicer, he'd manually do it, which I just don't get it. And apparently, another thing that he does from one of his other jobs is that he's been looking through his phone the entire time, and he just couldn't stop putting the phone down. Like, he did an interview with Smokey and Kiwi Tapes, and the whole time they were telling him to put the damn phone down, and he just wasn't most of the time. And on top of that, he didn't really answer most of the questions. He was pretty vague about all of them, to be honest, which is to be expected by somebody like him. So yeah, I can totally see why he can't hold a job if this is the kind of shit that he does. And on top of that, he doesn't even clean up after himself when he's done in the kitchen, man. He doesn't even clean up at his own station. It's just, god damn, do you not have any goddamn shame? Do you not have any kind of self-respect of yourself by doing that? Like, if you are gonna be doing stuff in the kitchen and you make a mess, you gotta clean that shit up. And it's just more proof beyond the pudding off work, where his room is nothing more than a pigsty. It's like a real goddamn mess. He had to literally get a snow shovel to clean it up. Part of it up, at least. It's still a mess, I'm pretty sure. That's how bad it is. That's how much he doesn't really take care of himself or his surroundings. Not even his own room is safe. And of course, what does Nova do? He has to get the guy who made that TikTok to clean up his mess. You know, he basically told him that, hey, you gotta sweep your line, and then I'll sweep mine. That's how it works around here, and you know, I totally get it. That's fair. Instead of actually understanding that, he decides to just walk away and cuss him out. And it's just for Nova to do it. He's got some real goddamn nerve. Just, what a fucking prick. And I'm surprised that the dude didn't even bother socking him in the back of the skull. I mean, I get it because he wants to keep his job and everything like that, but just imagine if he's got absolutely nothing to lose. You know, he would have really done it if he got absolutely nothing to fucking lose at all. So Nova should seriously count his lucky stars that he didn't get himself into a Hell in a Cell match, because at this point, I'm surprised that his smug attitude didn't get him into that match. And, you know, by far, this is not a good look for Nova. This isn't a good look indeed. And now we're gonna look into part 2 of his experience with Nova.
Y'all really blew it out of the water with that one. I thought at most I'd get like 3,000 likes, but okay. But I have to make a part 2. And this is part 2. There is one thing I have to address. I still know people that work at that Denny's, and I heard about the death threats. I'm not defending Gabe, but Gabe does not work at that Denny's anymore, so there is no need to call my old job. Thank you. Alright, so me and my best friend and roommate have worked at Denny's with Gabe, and this is everything that me and him have compiled together, and I'm just going to show it in one video. Alright, first off, when I first met him, I didn't know he had an online following. I didn't know he had an online presence at all. I just thought he was just some random autistic kid that I just happened to be working with. After I got my job back, my roommate sent me a screenshot of his TikTok, and I was like, oh, okay, he's just live streaming on TikTok or something. I didn't think he had a big following like that. I was very wrong, to say the least. Now, before I did find out about his big online persona, I'm pretty sure he got recognized on shift. Now that I connected the dots. I was deep in the dish pit, getting slammed. Grand slam, Denny's. So I'm in the dish pit. I see Gabe come from front of house, and I hear some dudes laughing. And then I hear our sweet old grandma waitress, Miss Lisa, come in and soothe Gabe and stuff because she was just a nice lady, nice to everyone. But I'm pretty sure he got recognized. Number 3, this was not confirmed by myself, but there are suspicions that he wore diapers to work. He also asked us guy coworkers if we wanted to work out with him, when I don't think he had a gym membership yet. I think he was like thinking about working out. This may have been the time he started posting himself in the gym. All right, he clocked out for being brought from the prep station to the line. This is a story from my roommate. So one evening, it's just my roommate and the night shift manager, and a whole bunch of people come in, and it's just the night shift manager and my roommate in the kitchen. So the night shift manager just says fuck it and puts Nova on the line. But Nova was like, I'm not doing this shit, and just clocked out, which is probably the smartest thing I've seen him do ever. Yo mama jokes. Always asked yo mama jokes. This kind of coincided with these nuts. But he was always hit back with better yo mama jokes than his, always. Our GM at the time, who hired him, gave him D's Nut sweater and a Secret Santa, which I'm pretty sure she rigged. And lastly, he claimed he was watching his calories whilst ordering a slam burger after every shift. My last thing about Gabe is he was honestly pretty disrespectful on a regular basis. He had a Bluetooth speaker that looked like a disco ball on the top of it, and the quality of it was horrible. I'm pretty sure he got that for $8 off of TikTok fucking shop, bro. He got everything he owned from TikTok shop, and he was just wasting his money on the shipping fees. One thing I should mention is I worked with him from November of 2023 to about March-ish of, I can't remember. And the reason why I didn't post this for so long is I'm not the type of dude to like make TikToks or something, but I was just thinking right before I made the first video, what's the worst that could happen? What is he gonna do? I mean, Nova's fans, the little fan base that I think he has from what I've seen, might come after me, but I really don't care, honestly. And you can believe me or not believe me. Honestly, wish I took more photos. This Paw Patrol water and this picture of him from behind is the only 2 things I got of him that are at least related to him, at least.
Okay, dude, Nova does not have fans at the end there. He might have, like, a small percent, but the majority of them that end up following him unironically are definitely trolls. I mean, does he not know about the part where Nova has been exposed about a few times being a predator? I mean, does he not know that yet? Eventually, somebody's gonna have to tell him. It is still crazy. I mean, I don't even know if it's really true or not, but we're gonna assume it is, because this is Nova Online we're talking about, that he unironically wears diapers to work. If that is true, that is absolutely insane, and it's honestly quite predictable. Why am I not surprised at this point, given his history? I'm pretty sure he doesn't actually need those diapers. It's not like he actually has a physical medical condition where he has IBS or something. Like, the dude just has a kink for that, and that's just fucking weird. And it's honestly not surprising that Nova would get recognized on his job. I mean, he's not really hiding it or anything like that. Like, it's pretty obvious that that's him. Even if he wore that anonymous disguise glasses, we would all know that that's him behind that. Like, who do you think you're fooling here? And apparently Nova's got another joke up his sleeve other than these nuts. It's the yo mama type jokes, and again, that's just outdated jokes that could have been funny 10 years ago, but it just isn't funny now. At least to me, that kind of shit is just not funny to me. If that guy finds it funny, then whatever, I guess, but it's just not funny to me. I suppose it takes a lot to really make me laugh in real life. I don't know. Usually most shit doesn't really. It's especially normie humor that doesn't really make me laugh. It's just not funny to me at the end of it. But what is funny, for the fact that Nova loves to claim that he's losing calories, or he's trying to watch his calories. Nova always makes himself the slam burger at the end of his shifts, and that contains a whole ton of calories. Nova is definitely full of himself with that part, that's for damn sure. And the fact that Nova was trying to get his coworkers to join him in the gym, despite him not owning a membership probably, something tells me he's probably leeching off of them. Dude, if I was one of his coworkers and I found out what he's done in his past and I've known like who he is, I wouldn't want shit to do with him. And I most certainly wouldn't be comfortable working with a racist or an EDP. And in this case, Nova is in fact an EDP. Just when I thought I was gonna end the video, Nova ended up making a response to it. A little bit of just a vague type of response, but you know what, I'm just gonna show it and just get it over with.
I think he was an actual coworker, but he's like, he's lying about a lot of shit.
Can I get a French onion soup, please? Oh, shit!
Really? That's gonna be your main defense, is that he's lying about a bunch of shit? Like, Nova, no. Just No, you really don't understand how this all works here, do you? Like, did you even watch this guy's TikTok? Like, does any of it ring a bell to you? I bet it does, and the only thing you can do is lie yourself. Is make up a bunch of excuses and pretend like you don't know what the fuck's going on and just lie. Cause let's be real, that's all you can do right now, just like you did with that co-host. He's taking a screenshot of you in the kitchen. How do you even try to deny that? And on top of that, you have some sort of Paw Patrol water bottle or something. Like, what even is that? I forgot to even mention that. Like, what even is that? Like, why? If it was like a Minecraft water bottle, that would have been one thing, because everybody likes Minecraft, I get it, but a Paw Patrol? Really? That's like a kid's thing. That's like a kid's show. I don't understand who, unironically, as an adult, would enjoy watching that. You think maybe he would keep his hobbies and interests to himself when it comes to the workplace, but when you're Nova Online, that doesn't apply apparently. Yeah man, overall with this whole thing, Nova Online has definitely been confirmed time and time again to be one of the worst co-workers out there. And I also need to let this be known for a fact. Coworkers are not your friends. They are most certainly not your family. I don't know why that is a thing, but that is somehow a thing. That is 100% not true. Like in my previous job, all the people that I used to work with are just snakes at the end of the day. They're just a bunch of racist snakes. Okay, maybe they're not all racist, but just by affiliation and or association with those actual racists, they're one of them. They're no different. And when I got fired there, I got fired just because I was doing my job and they couldn't handle the fact that I don't bother hanging with them or talking to them, like, unless if it's about work-related stuff. But other than that, I'm not really willing to talk with any of them because of, you know, I've already made a video talking about what happened. I don't feel like talking about it again. I'm just trying to move past it at the end of the day. I didn't hear nothing from any of these motherfuckers after that, and that just shows, like, you're not really friends with me to begin with. Like, my boss made this, former boss I should say, saying that, you know, we're all friends here, even though that is obviously fake. He's only saying what I think I want to hear, even though I already catched on that, dude, you're just lying to me to try to get me to be more vulnerable. Well, guess what? That's not gonna happen anymore with me. That's for sure. I've learned the hard way, and now it's pretty clear more and more that nobody can be trusted under any circumstance. I don't care who it is at the end of the day. So, I guess that's gonna do it for this video. Hopefully you guys do enjoy it. I don't know if I'm really gonna bother making Nova Online lolcow content. I mean, then again, it depends if you guys really like it. Be sure to like the video then. I guess that's the only way that I could possibly know. And subscribe for more, and yeah, whenever I get the chance, I'll see you guys next time.